For the love of Christ constrained us, because we thus judge that if one died for all, then we're all dead. And that he died for all, that they which live should not henceforth live unto themselves, but unto him which died for them and rose again. He says the love of Christ does what? Constrains us. Does the love of God constrain you? The love of God, the love of Christ constrains us from committing sin, constrains us from hating one another, constrains us from doing evil. Like I said to my wife when we wanted to get married, because she kept hammering, I don't want to marry a pastor. I don't want to marry a pastor. It was a big issue. I said, God had called. He said, you didn't tell me that thing before. Why are you saying it now? I don't want to marry a pastor. Go and tell them you will not do. Write to them. Tell them that you don't want to do pastor again. I said, how am I going to solve this problem? She was serious, vehement. So we took the case to her mother, to judge. My wife insisted, I don't want to be, no. Pastors don't have time for their wives. They don't have time for their children. No. I want to have my husband to myself. He said, I'm telling you, we have printed wedding cards. So serious argument. And I'm sure it was the Holy Ghost who gave me that. What? Did I? Well, Holy Ghost or no Holy Ghost. I spoke the whole truth. The mother sat in her mother's house. I said, no problem. I'm going to go and write to them that I don't want to be pastor anymore. So that I'm going to marry you and marry you well. She was happy. She gleaned and smiled. I said, but on one condition. She said, yes. No, anything, no problem. I said, don't be in a hurry to say anything, no problem. On one condition, I said, look, sister, I used to smoke before. I used to smoke cigarette. I used to smoke Indian hemp. I used to drink. I used to booze. I used to go. But I say, oh, dear. The fellow who made me who you fell in love with is the one you said I should not work for. I agree with you. I'll go and put in my resignation letter. But I can't guarantee you that I won't smoke anymore. I can't guarantee you that I will not smoke Indian hemp anymore. I can't guarantee you that I will not see babe and I will look at the babe. No, that one, I don't know, no. It's not an argument. You know the rest of the story that I won. And the mother was very angry with her. See, people are looking for pastors to marry. You are here shouting up and down. No, but you can still not do those things and be a good Christian and say, it's the love of Christ that has made me who I am today. So that's why I'm saying this to say this. Especially to people who claim they love Jesus and they are in the church and they are doing all kinds of things. I saw a video somebody posted. Sometimes I ask myself, when do people post these things, what they say? Because the fellow, I know the fellow is supposed to be a child of God. He put a fellow of a young man dancing with somebody that was wearing only pants in a nightclub. Then he now said, few hours later, he turned that to the next day. That was Saturday night. Next day, while he was in church, leading praise and worship. And as far as I'm concerned, the fellow does not love Jesus. If you love Jesus, the love of Christ will constrain. Do you know what it means to constrain? They tie you rope. Do you understand? Have you seen somebody that's been tied before? A prisoner who has been chained. They have chained you. He wants to move. The chain cannot let him go. He wants to, the chain can. That's what a good Christian should be like. The love of Christ constrains us from a lot of things. Who tell you there are some of these things I would not like to do? Something constrains. And it is called the love of Christ. So there are many times you want to take some actions. You remember Jesus. He say, diaka. You know what they call diaka, chop go. That's what it means. To say you love somebody, you must be constrained concerning a lot of things. Jesus said the love of Christ constrains us. Jesus had experienced the love of the Father, which prompted him to love others. But he went beyond that. This love was such that he wanted to share it with other people, even if he needed to go to the cross to make it possible. He took only the love of Christ, the love of the Father, to go to the cross. Many of us usually think going to the cross was easy. If you think it was easy, there's something wrong with your head. If it was easy, he would not have gone to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray, to cry to God, Father, if there's another way out, help me. But he said, nevertheless, thy will be done. If I must go through this cross, then no problem. Why? For you and for me. He expects us to be constrained by such love. I used to tell people, it is almost impossible to love everybody the same way. Truth, if you want to be completely honest. For instance, the way I love my wife is not the same way I love every other person. Whether you agree with me or not, that's your cup of tea. And when you say you are in love, there are things you do that are a bit abnormal for that person.